Today, we are diving deep into the story of a fighter that only the hardcore MMA fans will remember, Nam Phan. This American mixed martial artist and professional boxer has fought in the cages and rings of UFC, WEC, Strikeforce, and World Victory Road. And not stopping there, he went on to claim the King of Pancrase title in the featherweight division in 2015. But why is Nam Phan suddenly the talk of the MMA world? Why are people buzzing about him again? Well, let's find out. Recently, a video surfaced where fans noticed a shocking change in Nam Phan's speech. From speaking smoothly, he now stutters significantly. It is jarring and concerning to see such a drastic transformation.
Hey, how's it going? This is me, Nam Phan. Just getting done with my morning run. Now I'm getting ready to train at my school, the Madu Academy.
Yeah, how you doing? 10 miles this morning. Woke up late, but I did run 5 miles. It doesn't sound as good.
First round, I wrestled some wrestler guy who's good, he's tough. Kept the pressure on him. Eventually, I got to the takedown and stuff like that. I got 4-2, took his back.
So, what is going on? What is causing this change in his speech? And what are the fans speculating? Slurred speech is not unheard of in the MMA community. Remember when Connor McGregor had everyone buzzing because he started stuttering during his promotion for the movie Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal? Fans were quick to speculate that Connor might have been under some influence.
One punch
once,
and he hit me with a door. Other than that, it was absolutely perfect.
That's true.
An amazing stunt team, Garrett Warden and Steve Brown, and they were phenomenal with us. They gave us free reign, and we've done a good job. For me, what was hard was it was time consuming. 18 hours on set, very little rest. It was strange to me, but you know, the fight scenes, I was happy to give my input and my oar.
But with Nam Phan, the situation seems darker and more sinister. To understand where all of these speculations are coming from, let's rewind and take a closer look at his career. Born and raised in California, Nam Phan started his martial arts journey at the tender age of 4 with Taekwondo. He later switched to karate, where he dedicated 8 years and earned his black belt. By the time he was 16, Phan had achieved a second-degree black belt in Viet Quyen Do, a Vietnamese martial art. In 2000, he began training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, eventually earning his black belt. When he entered MMA, Nam started strong, winning his first few fights with knockouts that left opponents seeing stars. But even the best take some hits. He suffered a loss here and there. In 2006, he stepped into the Strikeforce ring, the second biggest MMA organization at the time. It wasn't a clean sweep, as he tasted defeat twice, but that didn't stop him. He bounced back with a win in another promotion, the Extreme Fighters World Championships. Nam's hunger for competition took him overseas to Japan. There, he fought in the Sengoku Raiden Championship, a very prestigious tournament. He won his first fight, but fell short in the next round. Still, he was proving his skills on a global stage. All of this led Nam to The Ultimate Fighter, the reality TV show where fighters live together and battle it out to earn a UFC contract. He dominated the early rounds and secured wins with knockouts and a smart ground game, showing his well-rounded skill set, and made it to the UFC. Now, while his run in the UFC wasn't all that great, losing some very close decisions here and there, he still caught the eye of the MMA hardcore, and people started taking notice. While Nam essentially had the career of a journeyman, he was respected by the fans of the sport for what he brought to the table. Nam's last fight came in 2017. After a tough loss, he decided to call it quits on his MMA career. It was a long and exciting run, filled with victories, defeats, and the respect of his peers. But there was more to the story than just wins and losses. Recently, everyone has noticed the change in Nam's speech, and it has been a hot topic of debate. So, what happened? Well, let's break it down. Nam Phan's career in MMA has been filled with intense battles, brutal knockouts, and grueling training sessions. The sport is known for its physical demands and the toll that it takes on fighters' bodies and minds. Repeated blows to the head, especially in sparring and fights, can lead to traumatic brain injuries and other neurological issues. This is a harsh reality that many fighters face, and it is possible Nam Phan is now experiencing the long-term effects of his fighting career. Fans and experts are speculating that Nam Phan might be suffering from chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, a brain condition that is associated with repeated head injuries. CTE can lead to symptoms like memory loss, confusion, impaired judgment, and, as in Nam Phan's case, speech difficulties. Now, the condition is not officially diagnosable until after death, but the signs and symptoms during a fighter's life can be pretty telling. Now, we're not saying that this is the reason for Nam Phan's speech impairment, since there can be a multitude of other reasons for it, from drugs to diseases, but CTE is definitely a possibility to consider. In fact, there is a likelihood that Nam Phan's speech issues could be due to a different neurological disorder or even a medical condition unrelated to his fighting career. After all, even boxers like Muhammad Ali had neurological problems like Parkinson's that were not related to his time in the ring. However, given the context and his history in MMA, many are still leaning toward the impact of head trauma. It is a tough pill to swallow for fans who have watched and admired Nam Phan over the years. Seeing a fighter they've cheered for struggle with such a debilitating issue is heartbreaking, but it also opens up a broader conversation about the safety and long-term health of fighters in MMA. The MMA community has been increasingly aware of the dangers of head trauma, and organizations are implementing stricter medical checks and protocols to protect fighters. But incidents like Nam Phan's remind us that there is still a long way to go in ensuring the health and well-being of these warriors. The MMA community is now buzzing with concern. One fan expressed their worry over fans' well-being, highlighting the outpouring of support on his YouTube channel. He has a YouTube channel and his comment section is filled with people who seem genuinely concerned for him. I hope he gets help. This is incredibly sad. Another fan was baffled that Phan is still competing, questioning how he manages to pass medical checks. He's still fighting. Fought Muay Thai recently. Don't know how he's getting past any pre-fight physical. Now this brings us to a broader issue in the world of MMA, CTE and brain injuries. UFC CEO Dana White has addressed this concern in the past, especially after former fighter Spencer Fisher was diagnosed with significant brain injuries. Fisher, who had a 17-fight career with the UFC, retired in 2013 after brain scans revealed abnormalities. When asked about Fisher's diagnosis in an interview with MMA Junkie, Dana White acknowledged the seriousness of brain injuries, but emphasized the inherent risks in the sport.
Listen, we're all learning every day about the brain injury stuff, you know? We've been investing in this Ruvo Center to try to figure out more. We're now interested in, this thing just came out on Real Sports about psychedelics, and we've actually reached out to the Johns Hopkins guys, and we're diving into that.
Nam Phan's situation sheds light on the darker side of MMA, the potential for long-term brain damage. While sports like MMA, boxing, and even the NFL are exciting because they are high-impact sports, they do come at a rather hefty price. This is why you always see fighters like Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, and Justin Gaethje, all fighters who are known for their exciting fighting styles, admit that they should retire early before they end up in a wheelchair. Now, of course, all of this is speculation at this point, but there is no denying that CTE is a real threat to all fighters. Despite the UFC's efforts to fund research and explore new treatments, brain injuries remain a harsh reality for many fighters. The sport's physical demands and the constant risk of head trauma make it a dangerous arena, even for the most skilled and resilient athletes. As fans, it is crucial to support fighters not only in their triumphs, but also in their struggles. Nam Phan's story is a reminder of the sacrifices fighters make and the potential long-term consequences they face. Now, Not only is Nam Phan's situation a call to action for better safety measures and more research into brain injuries, it also highlights how there should be an increased support for fighters dealing with the aftermath of their careers.